In this video, we are going to discover a little bit more about circles and what circumference is. So for the definition of a circle, I did cross something out there, so you might see it on the note guide, but we're defining the circle as a set of all points in a plane that's equidistant from a given point. Equidistant meaning the same distance away. So basically, every single point on this circle, if I can zoom in, maybe that would help. Every point on this circle is the same exact distance away from what we call the center. So it doesn't matter which way you go, all of those points are exactly the same distance away. And that would be the center of the circle. That's the name we give it. It's actually called the center. A radius, if you wanted to pluralize it or make it plural, it would be radii. A radius is a segment that goes from the center to the outside of a circle. So for example, on this one, my radius would be that right there, from C to F. It goes from the center of the circle to the outside of the circle. A different radius could potentially be this one, going from the center to the outside, or even this one. That would be another radius, going from the center to the outside of the circle. The diameter... Oh, I guess I should go to chord next. That was our next one on there. A chord is a segment with endpoints on the circle. So a chord would be something like this. AB right there is technically a chord. It's got endpoints that are on the circle going from A to B. And then lastly, the diameter is a chord that goes through the center. So my diameter here, that's it right there. It's a chord. It goes from endpoint to endpoint on the circle, and it goes through the center. So that's a diameter. A diameter is twice as big as a radius because it's made up of two radii. So there's two radii right there that make the diameter. So for our formulas for that, our diameter is 1/2 times diameter equals radius, or diameter equals 2 radiuses, or radii. All right, continuing. It says name a diameter. If I were to name a diameter, I would say MQ would be a diameter. So MQ right there. That's how I would label that. If I were to name a radius, PR would be a radius. If I were to name a chord, I'd go with NO. And if I were to... it says if the length of MQ is 8 units, what is the length of PR? Well, if MQ is 8, that's all of this. PR then would be a radius, and that would be half. So basically PR is a radius, MQ is a diameter, so that means it'd be 4 units. Next, it says the diameter of S is 30 units, the diameter of R is 20 units, and DS equals 9 units, find CD. Okay, so that's a lot of information there. So if the diameter is 30, I've already kind of drawn on here. That means that orange marking there is 15. Okay, so it says, what else? The diameter of R is 20 units. So the diameter of R, I'm going to do it in a different color here. If the diameter was 20, then that red marking from here to here would only be 10. And then it says DS is 9 units. So let's try one more color. DS would be from here to here, and that's 9 units. Well, then I guess I can figure out if I'm trying to find CD, I really only need the blue and the orange, or whatever color that is. I can't really tell what that is right now. My screen's a little dim. So if this whole thing, I can actually erase. I don't need the 10 at all. Oops, did a bit too much erasing there. I don't actually need the 10 at all. I've got exactly what I need here. If the orange is 15 and that other piece is 9, then this little piece that's left over must be 6. And so CD then, let me try a different color. CD equals 6. All right. I'm going to let you guys try this one on your own. And I'm going to move on. The blank of a circle is the distance around the circle. That would be the circumference of the circle. C-I-R-C-U-M-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Circumference. The circumference of the circle. If I were to describe the circumference of a circle, I would describe it by, if I took this circle and I put a string on top of it, and then I opened up the string and made it completely straight like that, I could actually measure its length. So it's a length, and we define it by, so circle has diameter d or radius r. Symbols, I'm trying to think about what we put here. Okay, so I think we just did pi times diameter would be one of your equations, or 2 times pi times radius would be the other one. So obviously these are the same thing because diameter is twice as big as radius anyway, but those are your two formulas that you need to find circumference. So for the first one, it says use 3.14 for pi. So if I'm looking at this, I see that we have a diameter of 8. So all I have to do is do pi times diameter, which would be 3.14 times 8. And I don't have a calculator right now, so you guys can try that one on your own. And for this one, it's 2 pi r. And since my radius is 11, that's why I chose 2 pi r. I would do 2 times pi, which was 3.14, so I'll change that. 2 times 3.14 times my radius, which is 11. So 2 times 3.14 times 11 should give you your circumference. The circumference of a circular field is 238.64 yards. What is the radius of the field? I would just have to set that up. Again, we're trying to find radius, so I'm going to use that formula. 2 pi r equals, and this was what it equaled, that's what it says the circumference is, so 238.64. Then you could solve for r. It says the circumference of a pizza is 34.54 inches, and it wants the diameter, so I'll use the diameter formula, pi d. And then I would just divide both sides by pi and get my answer. Thanks for watching.